Hello, hola, and guten tag. It is time for VPG World Cup Finals, brought to you by Pro Clubs Weekly. Guys, Portugal versus Germany tonight. 2 legs, $1,000 for the winner, $300 for the runner-up. So, I mean, as much as both sides would like to win, it's nice to have a bit of a booby prize as well. I don't think tonight is about the money, if I'm honest, because looking at the teams, looking at the squads, and looking just at how many participants were actually in this tournament, the prestige for this is crazy. So I think it's a trophy that everyone kind of wants their hands on. I'm looking at the teams, I'm looking at the quality there, and I'm thinking, is this the biggest prize at the moment? I kind of want to say yes. And you know, we've watched VPG Esports Premier Finals, we've watched Champions E-League Finals. This is our first World Cup final, so super excited to be here. I think I might be biased because I'm here right now, but I genuinely think this might be the big one, boys and girls. It might well be the big one. So it's so big that I'm going to have to tell you the teams, because I'm going to move my face out of the way as well. Because I think then you really start to appreciate kind of where we've come and who is actually going to be performing for your pleasure this evening. And as you can see, it's just a who's who of world-class players, and it's suitable for the World Cup, let's be honest. So let's get into some, before we get into team news, actually, I mean, we've got the table as well. So again, I'll move my ugly mug out of the way so you can just see that bottom left-hand corner. So there's kind of the story, and you can follow the two teams who actually came through the same group, group number 8, lucky group number 8. Portugal topping that with 5 wins and a draw. Germany coming second, 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw and 2 losses. One of those losses being to the team they play in the final tonight, Portugal. That was 3-2. So if these two teams want to serve us up another 3-2er, more than fine with that, as I'm sure you are at home. And it was 2 games in that group stage, so an away leg and a home leg, which is what we're doing tonight with it being World Cup. 2 different countries, and they're actually based in 2 different countries as well, if you didn't know. So we do have to do a home and away because of lag. It's a real thing, boys and girls. So yeah, it was a 3-2 win to Portugal in that first game and a 0-0. So Portugal definitely have the upper hand going into this. Would we class them as the favourites? I'll let you guys choose. I'll let you decide that. There was a poll. I'm going to see if I can just quickly see the poll results. I don't think I can. But when I clicked on it, it did say around about 75% for Portugal to win this one. So with absolutely no bias, because everyone knows that arguably the team I follow the most are German side. Shout out to Digital. I will say Portugal, I think, are probably favourites going into this. You know, you look around the team again, pop the teams up for you. If you look around that starting 11, let alone the squad, and we were going to get into the squad in a sec, I can't see too many weaknesses. If I had to pick one gun to my head, possibly at centre half, and I'll tell you why, because they've just got an absolute plethora to choose from at centre half. And the man in the middle of that 3 at the back is a man who constantly changes his names, and that's one of the reasons why I've picked him out, because he's changing his name far too much, and it's really difficult to keep up if you're like me. So it is Inseguro, is also known, aka Cute Teletubby, and for those of you who aren't up to date with current affairs in VPG, he is Gonzalo. Okay, so Gonzalo, Troyer, and Brecha at the back for that back 3. I've got down on my notes, is this a breakout season for Brecha? Let me know in the comments. I've seen him a couple of times this season, having not really seen him stand out before, or maybe I've just not caught enough of his games. Is at No Mercy this season, previously of PTR. Again, PTR, not usually a team you see in the top 4, 5, 6. I may be wrong. And here he is in a World Cup final. So I liken that to like a young Michael Owen breaking it onto the scene at 80 years old. He may well be 18, he may well be 30, I don't know, but I think it's a bit of a breakout season for him. Again, news in goal, Edu Martins starts. And those of you who follow Portuguese VPG, Poise in particular, they have got two of the best goalkeepers in the business, that man Edu Martins and Guy Jesus. They often alternate, but it does look like Edu Martins has got the shout here. And we'll talk about what happened in the semi-finals, by the way. Both semi-finals were absolutely crazy. So after you've watched this, go and watch those, because someone actually sent me that this morning and said this might be the craziest scene. So I actually agreed with him. I think that actually might be one of the... It was a Troy Deeney-esque scene. And again, if you don't know what that is, watch these two videos, then go and watch Troy Deeney. But yeah, Edu Martins, 2 penalty saves in that penalty shootout in the semi-final. They got past Spain, scoring an 85th minute equaliser to make it 2 apiece. No prizes for guessing who scored that one. It was Luca. And then they went on to win on penalties as well. So drama on one half, and the news is that Edu Martins does start this game. And on the other side of that, before I go into a complete and utter Portugal meltdown, we'll have a talk about Germany, that's fine. Group 8 runners-up, semi-final 3-2 against Holland. After extra time, it was 2-1. Holland are going through, it's a spoiler, it's potential spoilers, I apologise. Going through on goal, the goalkeeper comes out, Berisha comes out about 50 yards, misses the ball. The guy runs on, tries to slot it away from 30 yards. Everyone stops. Literally everyone stops. The ball hits the post, and within like seconds, we're talking virtual seconds as well, they get the ball up the other end. It's pinged into the back post. One centre-back heads it down to another, and they get the equaliser with literally the last kick of the game. And then Sarav wins it, who's starting tonight, in extra time, in 102nd minute, I think it was. So drama on both sides. So both of these sides coming in, having good runs through. Portugal beating Israel 4-1, Wales 7-0. That's some crazy result, that is. And then Spain on penalties in the semi-final. And then Germany beating Brazil 4-2, France 3-2, and then Holland 3-2 in extra time. So, I mean, to be fair, they've had hard work getting here. So they well deserve to be here, to be fair. Germany team news, D. Jamal to partner Epan up front. I've got a question mark on my notes and then saw the team sheet, so can now confirm that. And that was a question mark because if you see the squad list for Germany, Emre Yetkin, Malpino and Pana King all left out in place of Epan and D. Jamal. So they'll be expecting big things from those two up front. Both quality players. It looks like Epan's got the captain's armband today. I'm just having a little look at the lobby now. 12 goals in 15 games so far in the Esports Premier. Obviously playing for Volt. I think if you have a look at players like Epan or Luca, there's always kind of someone who has to, I don't want to say play in their shadow, but it is kind of like that. And I think D. Jamal's had such good experience playing with Lator Mentor up front in the Esports Premier for the last 2 seasons that he is the perfect man to partner Epan up front tonight. So watch out for those two up front. We've got same back four from the semi-final, so they'll be happy to keep that, unlike Portugal. Who else have we got? We've got Magic Robbie coming out, one of our favorite players, very good CDM. He is replaced by CC22. I'm not sure if that's tactical, there might be an injury, I don't know. It's the World Cup final, of course they're going to be 2 quality players, but CC22 coming in there, a bit more attacking, I would say, a bit more attacking CDM. Does that make sense? It does in my head. And Luke 44 coming out for Dreschk. Hey, big fan of Luke 44. Big fan. But dress, hey, what a replacement that is. Team news on the other side, Chisato, who is a match winner. Okay, he is the kind of guy who pops up and gets you a goal. Very good player. He's in for Pereira on that left-hand side, and Jews misses out this evening for Troyer. So that's the one change at that back four for Portugal. Where to next? Portugal manager Johnny, not in the team. He does play CDM. I'm not too sure what the thinking is there. He didn't play yesterday. He might be away, but technically Portugal are missing their manager. It is Nogueira who steps in this evening to partner Dreezy. Again, look out for that man in CDM. Very good player. He can do it all, basically. CDM action man, effectively, forwards and backwards. And again, I'll move myself out of the way because that front three for Portugal, Nayshaw, Babuino and Luca. Babuino, for those who don't know, is NGK from last season. So again, I've been purring over him all season, and now I've worked out why, because he is a very good player known as NGK. So lots of aliases, lots of name changes over in Portugal. I don't know what's going on, something in the water. But again, similar to Germany, NGK steps in and Alves misses out. So again, these decisions of who to play, it's a nice problem to have. It's a very nice problem to have. I'll give them that. But it must be so. How do you tell a player like Emre Yetkin or Alves that they're not playing? It's a difficult task. It truly is. Nayshaw again needs no introduction. Luca needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. 13 goals in 9 games in this World Cup. A man on form. And there is confirmation that Portugal are at home for this first game. I'll just make a note of that, otherwise I will forget. And it's very important that we know that, because let me go through to the lobby. There we go. It's very important we know who's at home first, because away goals count. It's 2 legs. Kickoff was supposed to be at 9:30. I imagine it's the same rule applies. You've got to be kicking off in 15 minutes. No one likes a default at the best of times, but to default a World Cup final would be crazy, but don't test us because we'll do it. I think when you've got players like this representing not only their countries, but also VPG, but also clubs, competitive clubs. And this is kind of what this is the point we want to get across to those of you who stumbled in who don't play competitive clubs. This is what everyone should be aiming for. Okay, this is the pinnacle of competitive clubs. This is where you want to be. And again, those of you who do play VPG or whatever competitive clubs leagues, again, it's just really nice just to see what kind of the best of the rest are doing. And again, all packaged up nicely for you this evening by VPG and by Pro Clubs Weekly. Again, shameless plug. If you're not following us, go and follow us. YouTube channel, all that good stuff. Lots going on. Lots going on. Right. Confirmation of that. Thank you, Delosa. Like I said, I mean, we're hopefully minutes away from getting started. I mean, if you couldn't already tell, it is arguably one of the hottest nights tonight in England, in the UK. But I think Portugal and Germany, I think it'll be hotting up for those guys tonight as well, because this is a game where you don't want to get to the final. Don't get me wrong, you don't want to get to the final of any competition and lose. But it's just something about the World Cup final, because there is that passion and there is that kind of national pride that I don't think you get with the kind of clubs football. So hey, here we are. There's a lot on the line, boys and girls. I mean, again, like I always say, it's such a good advertisement for clubs in general, but obviously for VPG and the work they do around kind of the the national infrastructure, which is really cool. And obviously, those of you at the Sheffield event, or those of you who heard of the Sheffield event, it was really nice to welcome some of those other kind of nationalities, those countries, those hubs of different countries, clubs, players. It was really cool. So again, massive thanks to VPG for doing that, basically. And now, I'm sure you've had enough of me chatting, so let's get straight into it. It is Portugal at home first, so Germany will be looking for some away goals, perhaps, but they will be the ones suffering from any kind of lag. I mean, lag gets everyone from time to time. It doesn't look like we're gonna get through. Someone came out, and again, what I'll say is, those of you who do play clubs, competitive clubs, that is, those of you who do play clubs, this is the only downside to a competitive clubs. Okay, there's lots of positives. This is a little bit of a downside, is playing a bit of lobby simulator. So do bear with us. People are getting lobbied up. The good thing about this category of player, so a world-class player, they've been there, they've done that, they've worn the t-shirt, so they do get back into the lobby quickly, which is always nice. But yeah, carry on getting your, it gives you a few more minutes to get your predictions in as well. Someone's gone 3-1 Portugal. David, I don't know. Are Germany going to concede 3 goals? I've got here, Berisha is the key player. He's also the manager, which really does help. But I single-handedly last season watched him, I would say, lift the trophy. I'm going to say in maybe the last 10 games of that season for Fenerbahce, probably won his team 15 points by himself. So again, am I going to watch him concede 3 goals tonight? Quite possibly, but then you've got the 3 in front of him as well, who are all very good players. I don't know. This is the beauty of real life football, of course, because you just never know. Football's not played on paper. Football is played on a computer, but it's played by 22 people in real life, which again is just a massive thing for. That's why we love clubs, because it's 22 different individual playing styles and playing abilities, but it's also 22 different emotions. How are they going to handle this pressure? Is anyone going to be feeling the heat? I mean, technically I am feeling the heat, but that's why we love clubs. One of many reasons we love clubs. Right, so it does say there's 22 people in. I'm quite sure it said that last time, but hey, we'll see. Sarav is our cameraman for this evening, so thank you very much to him. Big shout out for that man. Very nice guy as well. Spoke to him for the first time not long ago. Really nice guy. Right, the good thing about this as well is they'll be in the correct kits, which is always helpful. Portugal, from left to right, kick us off. And it is the Germans in their classic white kit from right to left. Here we go, boys and girls. The moment you have all waited for. Since we kicked this tournament off 2-3 weeks ago. The pinnacle. The absolute pinnacle. Poise getting us started then. Left to right. Dreezy into Chisato, who came in from that semi-final last night. Nogueira into Luca's feet. Gets the shot of Adrian with the block. It has fallen back out to Nogueira. Nayshaw recycles, stabbed into that back post, and to be fair, Chisato had the run on the man. If he'd taken a bit of pace off it, it would have been an interesting little question. Instead, it goes straight through to Berisha, picks up Dresch with a quality ball. Di Jamal into Epan's feet, Dreezy back there. Expect to see that a lot from him tonight. Just dropping in and helping those centre-halves out. Nayshaw into Balbinho. Dreezy picks it up again into the back post, headed down. Look at that. Absolutely no signs of any kind of lack of composure there from Adrian. 8 minutes into a World Cup final, heads it home to his goalkeeper. Nogueira picks it up but loses out. Jay, a couple of first touches for the 2 CDMs of Germany. Forged, we didn't speak too much about him as well. Very good player on this right hand side, quite similar to Chisato. You'll see him getting up and down the pitch quite nicely. Offers a good balance for Poise and Portugal. So expect to see that this evening, which Breccia, I'm sure, will be very thankful for as he gets it into his 2 CDMs. Tiny bit of lag. Lucas, feet, fakes going down the line, comes back instead. Portugal, style of play, very, very happy to keep the ball. How are Germany going to counter that? Epan. Dropped deep quite a lot last season, playing CDM quite a few times, so very, very comfortable on the ball there. Probably not his best touch there as he ran the ball out. Nayshaw. Again, Portugal looking to get Luca and Nature on the ball as much as possible, and that is a... Once they've got through the passing phase, that is something they look to do as quickly as possible, basically. Phenomenal. Gets it down. That's falling nicely to Dreshku. The right midfielder basically playing as a right back there. Chisato cuts it out. Luca looks like he's in the middle. Wanted it first time. Jeff comes across at the cost of a foul. And it will be a free kick out on this left-hand side to Portugal. 18 minutes in. Portugal definitely starting the brighter of the two teams. No chances to speak of just yet. Goes short to Nayshaw. Not his best. And again, do you know what the referee just says? Take it again, boys. Take it again. Free kick from the same spot. They'll be looking to do a little bit more with it this time as they send 2 of their centre-backs up. It is Chisato to Nayshaw. Finds the back post this time. Adrian has had a good start to the game. Balbino heads it down. Forge recycles. Nogueira. Back to Dreezy. He'll just sit in for those centre-backs who went up. Chisato spins on it. Looks to beat his man. Does. Balbino finds Nayshaw, who usually finds Luca. Berisha comes out. And the clearance is cannoned off. But D the G, the cam for Germany, comes out. And it's 2v3 in favour of Portugal. But D Jamal takes on his man nicely. D the G can't squeeze it through. But D Jamal is still going. Gives it to Dresch, who just about manages to join the attack in time. But now will be looking to track back. Luca looks to run his man. Tricky customer, that boy. Keeps the ball nicely. Will go back to his centre-back. Gonzalo heads it down. Good one-touch football from Portugal. Nogueira to Nayshaw. Fakes the chip and cross in. Gives it to Nogueira. Balbino's got it. Shifts it onto his favourite foot. Luca picks up a big save from Berisha. And that is where he does his damage, is in that 18-yard box, more likely the 6-yard box with that one, but he can't get his shot away. A yard either side of Berisha there, and we're looking at maybe a goal, but here is the goal machine himself, Luca. He operates in around that 6-yard box, and that is what you get when you've got one of the hottest strikers in clubs football. He'll find a chance, he'll find a way. If he doesn't do it the first time, he'll punish you the second time, and that's exactly what's happened here. Portugal, good money for this lead early doors, but don't forget they are the home team. Phenomenal. What have Germany got up their sleeve now? I mean, if they can sneak a goal, go into that second game with that away goal, cancelling out this Portugal goal, I think they won't be too displeased with that. Phenomenal into Adrian. Gives it away to Dries, though. Intercepted nicely. Nayshaw was looking for someone to go past him, as Balbino seemed reluctant. Instead gives it to Dries. Just waiting for Balbino to catch up, so they'll keep it on the edge of this attacking third. Luca. Looking for Nayshaw's feet or striker's feet. They're happy with either one of those. Nogueira. They're keeping the ball well at Portugal. Nayshaw. Again, happy to keep it. He can go short and he can go long, as that man. He has the license to do whatever he wants. Balbino off of Luca. Gives it back to Luca. Look to finesse top bins near post. Berisha sees it over. I do think he had it covered. But again, more warning signs for Germany, who are struggling to get out of their own half here. 38 minutes in. They have to go long over the top just to beat this first line of press from Portugal. They're sticking to their guns, though. Playing out from the back. Adrian playing more like a left back at the moment. Look how deep Erpan's dropped to get this. That's a centre forward, boys and girls. Did mention just before the game started, he does like to drop deep, but normally because he's playing CDM. Very comfortable on the ball, though, you can tell. Erpan, very, very good player. beats his man, beats 3 men to be fair, gets to the byline, cuts back in his opposite number. Anything you can do, I can do better. Sends him for hot dogs, and off Portugal go. They'll try and maybe build one more attack on the chance that Germany can't build one back, if that makes sense. So just enough for them to attack, but not enough to get countered. Nogueira, here we go. Portugal into that 1 minute of stoppage time. Dries cuts out nicely by CC22, and that is going to be it. If D-the-G can get rid of it, Dresch has to put it out for, I think that might have been a corner. They get away with it. They get away with it. Hey, not the prettiest one. Not the prettiest half, to be fair, for Germany. And that might sound ultra critical because Portugal have actually just... They came out of the traps flying. They've pressed well. They've kept the ball well. And they've actually created quite a few chances as well. I know we've spoken about 18th, 19th minute. And we said they haven't created many chances or any chances. Since then, 3 or 4 pretty good chances. I think all of them have fallen to Luka again. Wouldn't get much back on a £1 bet from that. Germany got it all to do. Berisha is the manager, so he is sat there in the changing room with them right now. Hey, it's a team talk that I don't want to have to give. That's all I'm going to say. Germany then, with it all to do, a goal down. It is 2 legs, don't forget, chat. So they will take this back into the second game as Di Jamal gets a shot off. Well blocked by Gonzalo, actually. Mid-air. Good block. Good animation as well. It will be Sarav to take this corner. What have Germany got? Can Germany do a Portugal? Scoring from the corner would not go amiss here. I don't think they've had a shot on target yet. D-the-G it was with the corner. Gonzalo, who made the block, gets the clearance. NGK down to Nayshaw with willing runners left and right. Chisato being the one on the left. He has got pace for days. Burns past his man, but look at that. I think that might be Jeff back there. Really good recovery. Played it off the Portugal man and gets the goal kick. So fantastic bit of defending from Jeff. As Germany now look to build from the back, from the goal kick, which, to be honest, has probably been about, what, 75% of this game has been about so far. Bit of an attack versus defense drill for the Germans. Di Jamal, though, looks like a very, very interested player at the moment. Nayshaw, a fantastic flick on. You can see Germany just going 2 for 2, 3 for 3 at the back now. Maybe just letting the shackles go a little bit, but Balbinho just picking up pockets of space there. Epan steps in nicely again. It's the centre forward, ladies and gentlemen. Germany sitting really far back, which means Di Jamal is now the highest player up. D-the-G. Overlap from Dresch. Good football from him to keep the ball. Here is CC22 coming in for finals night tonight for Magic Roby. J. Into Epan. Good feet from him, but Berisha. Superb standing tackle from that man. And D-the-G against Nayshaw. Opposite numbers there. Nayshaw comes out on top. Luka manages to turn. Gives it to Balbinho. Nayshaw again sends his man for a Twix. Luka keeps it into Dries. This is good football from Portugal, as you would expect, boys and girls. This is the World Cup final. Nayshaw into Forge, who's come very deep. He's taken down. It's going to be a penalty. It looked like a tidy one from here, but the ref thinks otherwise, and it is that man, Luka versus Berisha. Here we go, World Cup final. Top bins. Look at that. 2 Berishas in goal and not saving that one. Portugal double the lead. It's 2-0. Portugal, the home team, don't forget. They will have to go to Germany after this game. What the Germans would give now for an away goal. Any way possible. But to be fair, their 2 goals have come from a corner and a penalty. But you have to admit, Portugal have looked good value for this 2-goal lead. Very, very good in this final on a Sunday night as well. J into Epan again, so deep. Phenomenal. Into D-the-G, good turn from him this time. Di Jamal steps past his man. Step past 2 men, to be fair. He deserves more, but you don't always get what you deserve in this game. Pressure out to Forged. Loses out to Epan, who seems to be everywhere other than in the box at the moment. And Germany need a goal. They want that man in the box. They need 2 of him, to be fair. Or 3. 3v3. Luca on the right-hand side. Cuts inside to Nayshaw. We know that man can pick a pass. Gives it to Nogueira. Through to Balbino. Stabs it goalwards. It's gone top corner. It's 3-0. Busts out the celebration to go with it. Wow. Wow. I mean, we said they look good value for 2-0. Is it a 3-0 game? I'm not so sure, but Portugal will not mind whatsoever. Their first goal from open play, they will not care. Germany, to be fair to them, they sent a lot of men forward in that last attack, and they just got caught cold. 3v3 is never usually a good thing to do, but when one of those three is Luca, he's the one who started it all off on that right-hand side. Very, very good at just peeling off into those channels. Worth his weight in gold, not just goals. And Portugal they're in easy street at the moment. They'll know they've got a tricky trip to Germany after this, so they're going to look to be piling on the pressure here, and maybe 1 or 2 more goals would not go amiss. Just to maybe rubber stamp this, get it one and done. And again, what Germany would do for a goal, any sniff of goal here, because Edu Martins has been a spectator for most of this game, especially with this man in front of him, Gonzalo, who's had a fantastic game, blocked everything that's come his way. And Portugal do get it clear. Maybe the first time I've seen them go long this game. CC22 and D the G will recycle. 15 minutes for Germany to get something here. And what do you do, boys and girls? Do you go for it and try and get that away goal with the slight lag, or do you just take a 3-0 and go, do you know what? We'll try and match it, or go one better at our place? Because Germany, very good at the back, very, very resolute team. And this might be what they need, boys and girls. This might be what they need. A free kick on the edge of the box with 12 minutes to go may well be the get out of jail free card that they need. I'm literally just sat waiting. Edu Martins, nothing to do all game. Something to do now, but he can't do anything about it. He's got to pick the ball out of the net. It is Epan from the edge of the box. I think, do you know what? I think Germany might take this now. I think they might bite your hand off for 3-1. Take it back to their place and see if they can get the job done. They've just got to keep this Portugal side out for 10 more minutes. It's easier said than done though, isn't it? Forged. Everywhere you look, there's just names for days. Good defending from Sarav there. Look how deep that man is. And to be fair, Dreschke on the other side. They've been boxed in this game, have the Germans. But that away goal is going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely huge. Jay can't get it over the top, and Forge will restart. You can see Portugal, they want to get it back in play. They know that there's an advantage playing at home, and they want to get that ball rolling as soon as possible. Nayshaw does well, beats his man, but gets taken down. 8 minutes left. It's Portugal's turn to have a free kick 25 yards from goal, although it's not the same angle that Epan. Speak of the man. To be fair, he's had a good game, Epan. Not necessarily where we'd expect to see him, but he's doing a job for his team, which, to be honest, it probably needs doing. And he's got that goal, of course. He's got that goal. Nayshaw, edge of the box to Chisato. Fakes the power shot, tries to go on the outside. Dreschke. Again, you've got Dreschke and Sarav. Maybe in the away fixture and expect to be playing centre-back, but look on the other side, Troyer playing left centre-back. Oh, Lucas hit the crossbar. 4 minutes to go. From 6 yards out, gets it again, fakes the shot. Threatened to go down, and CC22 says, you know what, let's not mess around. But yeah, the difference in the team, that was Troyer who actually won the ball back up, the left centre-back, winning it up. 18 yards away from the opposition goal. That's been the difference, boys and girls, from the away team and the home team. Maybe Germany will want to play some of that. Oh, Berisha just about. Oh no, it's another penalty. I mean, the Portuguese man's clapping. Here is Luca, chance to make it a hat-trick for this man. Goes the opposite side, and Berisha saves it this time. It's gone out for a corner, so they're actually not out of the woods yet, but what a massive save that is. Epan and Berisha, you can see Berisha celebrating there. Jay does well. Big header. Gonzalo gives it to Luca, flicks it over his own head. It's fallen to... Oh my god, I don't even know who that fell to. It looked like Brescia. Berisha beats him to it though, his namesake. Wow. Portugal, there's going to be some broken controllers right now. They have done everything apart from score that 4th goal. Nayshaw, maybe not what he was looking to do. Time is on their side though for one more attack. Luca, will he be ruining these missed chances? That one from 6 yards and that penalty. Are they going to be massive? Luca takes it down. Surely not a 3rd penalty. Edge of the box is on. Chisato takes it down. Turns his back. Step over. Dress does well. Wow. If it wasn't hot before, it's certainly hot now. Nayshaw swings it in. Troyer with the header is going to roll out of the box. 94th minute of 3 minutes added on. Dress this time wins the header. Gisato keeps it alive. Troyer gives it to Luca. What a save that is. And that is going to be it. No time for the corner. Wow, what a massive save that is. Berisha key player. Berisha key player. You saw it here. It's a question mark. We don't need that question mark anymore, boys and girls. Wow, that is massive. A penalty save, a save at the feet, and then that save at the end. It's 8 yards. It's going top corner, and he's absolutely rifled it, and somehow he's kept it out. Manager, number 1. I've still got the stadium noise playing. That's how into that I was. Wow. Portugal. Talk to me, Portugal. Portugal fans in the chat, talk to me, because you probably should have won that 5 or 6-1. And that's no shade to Germany. For some reason, Portugal just came out and were, I don't know, from start to finish, they didn't have a bad spell in the game, and you don't really tend to see that. You know, not even in VPG Esports Prem. All the best teams maybe have that 15-20 minute spell where they're either sitting back, or they're not in the game, or they allow the opposition to do X, Y, Z, or they've got a couple of corners they need to defend. Portugal didn't really have that. Edu Martins did one thing, and it was pick the ball out of his net from a world-class free kick from a world-class player. Are they going to rue that? Are they going to rue that? I don't know. I don't know. Let me down in the chat, boys and girls. But it is Portugal 3, Germany 1. Let me just jot that down, because if that game's anything to go by, I'll forget that, because it will have another worldy game. Someone did say 3-1, and I was tempted to say it, and then I talked myself out of it. So I'm just going to scroll through to see who that was, because that's a big shout, and you probably deserve some kind of prize. And a shout out is what you'll get. David Denham, well done. Nailed that one. If Germany ends up taking that, then that would be why. Could not agree with you more. Could not agree with you more. Now, Portugal. It's dangerous territory for Portugal at the moment, because I'm not sure if their manager Johnny is around. Because they won the game and they played amazing, but I do think they need a bit of a pep talk right now. And they basically need to be told, look, lads, you could have doubled the score. Play like you did and everything will be fine. Get that last 15-20 minutes out of your head. The goal concede, the multiple chances. Otherwise, you're going to start slashing at chances, trying to beat this goalkeeper, who for the last 6 months, for me personally, has probably been the best in the world. I do think we'll see what the lag is saying. It'll be very interesting to get a couple of the Germans on now to say what that lag was like, because I think that's going to play a massive part here, because it could have just been Portugal playing possessed because they were very, very good, or it could have been a bit of both, a bit of lag and obviously playing really well. Yeah, the team talks now are going to be massive. Berisha on one side, who has to give a team talk. You can see it on the screen, actually. It was 3-1, Portugal and Germany. Doesn't tell you the full story, though, if you are just joining us. Does not tell you the full story whatsoever. Could have been 6. And no shade to Germany. Portugal were just a different beast that game. That's probably one of the best team performances I've ever seen since we started doing this 18 months ago. And again, we'll do a shameless plug. Pro Clubs Weekly over on YouTube, over on everything basically. Go and drop us a follow, go and drop us a sub. But yeah, ever since we started doing this, we've seen some very, very good sides. That might have been one of the best team performances we've ever seen. And I tell you what makes it so good is against a very good Germany side. Obviously, you're not going to get to this stage of the VPG World Cup final unless you're a very good side. But also, again, look at the team. Look at the starting 11. Where are the weaknesses? What I will say, and again, I'm here to make some harsh calls. I think J and CC22 I think Germany will want more out of them this game. Started off well. You can see the man marking Nayshaw, which is, again, is good advice. They started off well, stopping the ball into Luca's feet. After that, I can't remember any time it was cut out. So I think Berisha will be having words with those two, trying to get a bit more out of those two. But other than that, there was nothing that Germany did wrong. They just played an absolute unreal team in just a rampant form. Absolutely rampant form. Right, game number 2. Portugal 3, Germany 1, first leg. Second leg, away goals. Germany kicks off this time from left to right. Portugal in their red kit from right to left. Here we go. Edo Martins already had more touches this game than the last game. Crazy stat. Crazy, crazy stat. Dreezy into Nayshaw. Sprays it long. We'll keep an eye out for any changes. I don't think there will be. I think once you've picked a side for the World Cup final 2 legs, you should probably tend to stick with them. Minus any poor excuses. Dreezy heads it down to Chisato. And again, you know, we said Germany want a bit more from their 2 CDMs. I think Portugal want a little bit more out of Chisato. Only because his standards are so high. Especially when Nayshaw's got it. Into that back post is where they'll want to see Chisato. Now, Quaresma is a new name. He may have just got a different name on there, or it may well be a different player. It did look like he was going to overlap the right midfielder there. But the only man behind him would be a right centre-back. So maybe that's how the Germans are coming out today. Brescia can't get rid of it, but Forge does. Good defending there from Portugal, as it looked like Germany were going to get through for a second there. And you can see the ping is substantially lower this time around in that right-hand corner. And as such, Epan nips in, gives it to Di Jamal, who again had a very, very good game. They just didn't get any chances to do much with it. They'll be looking to change that this game for sure. Quaresma, he looks a bit like Jeff with a different name. I'm not sure what's happened there. If you've got any ears to the ground, pitch side notes, let me know. D the G. Dreschk beats Chisato. Comes back for more. We'll do the nutmegs into the box. CC22 to D the G. Epan, again, like Portugal, feed Luca. Germany will be looking to feed Epan to the feet. And again, this is what happens when you're 3-1 down, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to chuck the kitchen sink at it. And the kitchen sink is going to kick back, but not this time. Sarav and Co are back. But Luca wins it high up. Good press from Portugal. You've said that all night. Dreezy into Luca. Phenomenal. There's players around looking to take that ball off him. That's kind of what you got to do. They tried it in the last game, but he got taken down for 2 penalties. Missed one of them, of course. And are they going to rue that? Portugal 3-1 in the first leg. Domino is in the chat. That's a free header. Gonzalo gives it to his main striker. Gonzalo doesn't need his main striker. There's the away goal for Portugal. What a big finish from the centre-back of all people. Headed it down unselfishly. The ball fell to him and he just swung his chocolate leg at it. Top bins. Nothing Berisha could do about it this time. It's basically unsavable, but we know that man, he can save the unsavable. And to be fair, Germany started really, really strong. A bit like Portugal in the first game, but Portugal doing very, very Portugal things at the moment. Scoring against the run of play. And, I mean, if it wasn't for the first leg, maybe Germany wouldn't have committed so many men forward for that counter-attack that led to the corner, that led to the goal. But such as the beast of two-legged games, two-legged VPG World Cup finals. And now Portugal, do you know what? If they weren't dangerous before, they're dangerous now because they're just able to keep the ball. And they've got 11 very, very composed players in their team. And it's all for Germany to do. They've got to go and win the ball back without conceding a goal and also score 3 goals. And you're playing against people who are banging form like Berisha at the moment. It's difficult. It's difficult. Jay wins it back though. Must have heard my halftime team talk. Luca going all the way back to Edu Martins for his second touch of this two-legged tie. Gonzalo, the goal scorer. The match hero at the moment. Dries, who's picked up an injury. Shrugged the first man off. Gives the ball away to D the G. Wouldn't advise it myself. D Jamal though. What a save. We're at the highest level right now, and I think Dries may have followed through. Oh my god, he's followed through, and it's a penalty. Edu Martins, by the way, world-class save. Is he going to have anything to show for it? Of course he is. Of course he is. What a save that is. Edu Martins, a sleeping giant. Anything Berisha could do, he could do just as well. Wow, Germany. It's all happening so quickly. I didn't see who did it. It might have been D Jamal, though. Brescia again, another huge tackle for that man at right centre-back. Balbinho gives it to Chisato. There's just too much action, boys and girls. I'm struggling to keep up. Chisato, oh, good bit of skill with the roulette. Cuts back in. Wow, I mean, he had 3 Germany players around him. That's how much it takes to stop that man. Ball over the top. Gonzalo, 50-yard clearance. Love to see it. Dreezy picks it up, gives it to Nayshaw, who I think as the game goes on, he's going to be allowed to cook more and more. Does give the ball away there, though. Curse of the commentator. D Jamal forced to come back. Does well, though. Eventually loses his man. CC22 into the cam. D the G into Fenomeno, the centre-back. He's gone all the way up, boys and girls. This is officially kitchen sink time. Chisato, look at this. It's 5v2 if he can get the ball away, and he does. Balbinho into Nayshaw. Can't cook again. Jay, good ball into striker's feet. D Jamal staying high up. Over the top to the on-rushing Epan. Two-footed lunge from him on Breccia. And to be fair, that's what Breccia does. That is what that man does to strikers. Ball over the top. Yeah, I was going to say, did look offside. Well spotted by the linesman who stopped dead to give that one. I mean, it's doable. It's doable because Germany are very, very good. Whether or not it's doable against this Portugal side remains to be seen. But do stick with us, boys and girls. I don't think the scoring's not over. The game's not over. The scoring certainly ain't over. Breccia again. Luca wins that header, knocked down against the centre-back as well. Nayshaw on rushing, gives it to Luca, overlapping on the right-hand side. Fakes the cutback, back post. Berisha, to be fair, again, a bit like Edu Martins in that first game. He's not had anything to do apart from pick the ball out of the net. Right, half-time. I'll get my voice back. I'll just kind of try and go over some of the talking points. Germany came out of the traps well, and they needed to because they're 2 goals down. And then Portugal hit them with a sucker punch. Gonzalo, centre-back, rockets the ball into the roof of the net from, what, all of 6 or 7 yards. Germany then get a penalty, and they can't convert it. They're the key talking points at the moment. It currently sits 4-1 on aggregate to Portugal. Germany have got an away goal. Portugal have got an away goal. It's tricky. It's a tricky one for the Germans because what do you do now? What do you do now? Answers on a postcard, boys and girls. Right, here we go then. It is Germany 0, Portugal 1 on the night. Portugal 4, Germany 1 over the leg and a half, 2-legged game. Potentially 3 if Germany can do the business here. But they'll need better passing than that. Jay, he wins it back. He does well to win that back. Exchanges passes with his CDM. Di Jamal over the top to the on-rushing Dresch. Troyer does... he does well in the end. Corner then for the Germans in the white. From right to left. Portugal in the classic Portugal kit. Near post. Headed down by Charisma. Instant... do you know what? It's such good reactions from Di Jamal. He gets the header down from a knock-on, which happened about 2 yards away from him. OP knockdowns, but Edu Martins, again, showing us what he can do in that Portugal goal. Absolutely no slouch. Berisha picking up the headlines in the first game. Edu Martins' turn in this second game. Penalty save to his name already. But here come the Germans again. Di Jamal causing all the problems. Edu Martins, humongous save again. And this time it's Germany's chance to really, really turn the screws. And another corner. Into the middle. Di Jamal. Edu Martins, I'm going to save this audio clip because that's all I'm saying at the moment. These two just having their own personal battle. And again, Germany scratching their heads. What can they do to get past this man in inspired form? Epan, back post. Gonzalo gets rid of it this time. Dresch and Balbino battle it out. Balbino wins it, but gets a helping hand from his teammate. Epan, edge of the box. Thought he might fake it. Again, Forge had to commit, and just as well, because he didn't fake it. Picked up by Sarav. D the G. Swings that ball in. What a ball that is. Just a bit too long. Troyer with the clearance. Something given there. Not sure too much of what that was. But Portugal will be happy to just break up the play there, because it's been a while since they've actually got their foot on the ball. A whole 10 minutes of German pressure. Brecher and Gonzalo exchanging passes. Now Forged and Nogueira. Again, this is what we say. Portugal, they've got themselves into a place now where they can afford that luxury. They can take their time and might be offside. Good line from the Germans. Really well played. Good turn by Jay as well. And again, this is what we said just before this game started. CC22 and Jay, they need to step up, and they have done. They've been phenomenal this game. Kept them ticking over. Kept them defensively solid, minus that goal from a corner. Again, another corner. Nayshaw, though, just might have strayed offside. Again, a good German line. Looking much better this second game. They do have the home advantage as well, and obviously that's paying dividends for them. Lots of men forward now for Germany. They don't have time on their hands. 27 minutes left. Gonzalo, again, another win from a corner for him. Di Jamal looks to turn it around. When we thought he might go short, instead does it himself. CC22 picks it up. But again, someone's left something on one of those Portugal players, and it's not the first time that's happened, and it's killing Germany at the moment, because it's just letting Portugal take the sting out of this game. And to be fair, whoever's doing it needs to stop, because Germany are looking good, and they need that sustained pressure. Because now Portugal are they're just counting down. They've got their away goal. They did the business in the first half. Whoever's playing left back needed to step out. He didn't. Someone tries to go to ground. It's Chisato finds the top bins. And Portugal are they're out of sight now, boys and girls. They're out of sight. A lot of credit has to go to Edu Martins for keeping them in this game. But you could see that the ball was on if that left-hand player didn't step up. He didn't step up. And to be fair, Di Jamal is still at it. He doesn't care. He does not care. If there's one player who can leave with their head held high, it is Di Jamal. He's been fantastic over both games. CC22, what a ball that is. And it's Sarav into the back post, goes down, gives it to Epan. The exact player you want to give the ball to in that scenario, but can't do much with it because Portugal have been fantastic defensively this game. Didn't need to be the first game. Defensively solid this second game. Again, I said it in the intro, is this a breakout season for Brecher? Because there's not many doing it better than him at the moment. Luca to Dries, tries to slide it through. Balbino cuts it out. I don't think it was going to make its way all the way through, so probably the best idea. Nayshaw, Phenomenal steps forward now, and Germany have got 16 minutes to really do the unthinkable here. And we said, can Germany get 3 or 4 goals? Yes, they can. Can they get 3 or 4 goals against this Portugal side? Maybe. Without Edu Martins in net, they may well have been able to do it. Di Jamal doing everything he can. Stabs it into the back post. Brecher doing what he does best, repelling the Germans. Dresch, great ball in, heads it down, D the G, big save by Edu Martins. I mean, big players step up at the biggest times, and yeah, fair play to him. He comes out, claims it as well. That's sensational goalkeeping. 12 minutes left. I think it might be good night, Irene, but hey, let's just enjoy these last 12 minutes, shall we, boys and girls? VPG Pro Clubs World Cup final. We love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Portugal and Germany put on a real good show for you boys and girls tonight at home. But it does look like Portugal are going to be lifting the trophy. And are they going to put a cherry on the top as well? Because it is Luca. With men getting back, someone's lagged out. May well have been Brett. Berisha with another fantastic save. Nothing wrong with that finish. And you know what? With that lag out, that may have well been the man who was playing everyone on side for that second goal tonight. Gonzalo, the goal scorer, heads it down. And that is going to be all she wrote. It is Balbinho who puts it away. 10 goals in 21 games this season in the Esports Premier. Gets one in the World Cup final as well. What a season that man's having. Kept Alves out of the team tonight. And yeah, showing us why. Johnny's got it spot on tonight with his team selection. And again, Germany over both legs have not played bad. They've not played bad, but it's 6-1 on aggregate. And it could have been 9-10-1 on aggregate. I think it just shows how good this Portugal side are. It really does. And to be fair, we played against them in Rush the other night. A couple of the Poise boys. Wouldn't recommend it. Don't like it. Didn't like it one bit. Very, very, very good players, if you're wondering. And again, Germany have found that out tonight. Well, us watching at home have found that out tonight. It's clear for all to see. Balbinho now running the channels. They're not done here. Chisato into Luca, Fenomeno and Co. Oh, he's giving the ball away. Oh, no, it's not. It's hit the post. Steady, Eddie. To be fair, Luca could have scored 10 by himself in these two games. Trigger happy with the goal. I'm sorry about that one. I will get ready to press it in a second, though, because there's going to be a big uproar for these Portugal players, for these Portuguese fans at home. Gonzalo goes long. That is the full-time whistle. That is all she wrote. 3-0 on the night. 6-1 on aggregate. Guys, you know fine well. You've just watched what I've just watched. Is it a 6-1er? I don't know. I don't know. You let me know. You let me know. Did what you watch justify 6-1 on aggregate? It was competitive. It was competitive. Germany didn't do much wrong. They just came up against a Portugal side who they just steamrolled. They steamrolled their way to the final, minus that obvious game against Spain where they were 5 minutes away from going out. Other than that, they looked assured. They started well. I think if Germany maybe had played at home first, maybe it would have been a different, maybe not a different result, but a different feel to the final. I don't know. But boys and girls, I mean, we can now fill this table in. We can now fill. I mean, I'm not going to do it because I don't have the technological advances to do it, but imagine it's filled in. There is the final table minus the World Cup final result. Yeah, in the chat, Portugal are too strong. I think that might be the headline for tonight. They just turned up. On paper, looked like it was going to be an even game. I've never seen 11 players in that first game turn up. With the stakes so high, and don't forget, it's £1,000 for the winner as well. $1,000 for the winner. And national pride as well. So lots to play for. Not just a tournament win. Huge amounts to play for. And yeah, I've not seen a team in a very long time, if not ever, turn up and just put a very good side to the sword like Portugal did in that first game. Germany, they came back into it in that second game. They conceded at just such a bad time, especially when their tails were up as well. And unfortunately for them, that was enough. As soon as Portugal got that away goal, I think that was enough for them. A Berisha-inspired Germany couldn't do enough. D. Jamal, again, big shout out to that man. Very, very good player. And probably Germany's best player over the 2 legs. Portugal trying to pick out a man of the match for Portugal, or a man of the series. I mean, Luka got the goals. Luka did a lot of the damage, but I'm probably going to go with Gonzalo or even Brecha at the back, because those two were phenomenal. Obviously, Edu Martin's behind, but do you know what? Gonzalo got the goal at such a crucial time. We'll go with him. So congratulations, Portugal. Fantastic stuff from you guys. As always, we're used to seeing it now. Portugal national team, Portugal players, Portugal teams, Portugal everything. Something in the water over there. Something in the water. We got to do something to stop them over here in the UK. Right. Always say it, boys and girls, but get involved with everything to do with competitive pro clubs. If you don't play competitive pro clubs, get involved over at VPG. Get signed up because it really is worth it. Stop playing drop-ins. Stop playing divisions. It ain't worth it. Ain't worth your time. Come over and play some competitive. And this should serve as an advert for VPG and what they've got cooking over here, because it's phenomenal stuff. A really, really good night's viewing on a Sunday night as well. Sunday night. Get ready for a Monday night by watching a World Cup final over on VPG, guys. Right, we're back tomorrow, VPG and Pro Clubs Weekly, giving you the VPG Esports Premier. And again, whilst I'm here, go over to Pro Clubs Weekly, subscribe there too, because we're the ones who bring you the VPG Esports Premier over on this YouTube channel. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Sundays aren't my usual night, so it was a pleasure to spend a Sunday evening with you boys and girls at home. Show some love. VPG doing some really good stuff. Whether it's thanking Mr. Delos for himself for putting this on, or subscribing, or nitro in the Discord, super chats, anything like that. They deserve it. They deserve it. Doing some real good work. But for me, that is it. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a hot one. I'm hot. And yeah, see you on the next stream, which is tomorrow.